A limiting belief is basically a generalization about yourself that has a negative influence on your thinking and on your behavior. It basically becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think, I'm not good at socializing in general, what is probably your attitude when you go in a socializing situation? And how will you probably behave if you think that you are not good anyway? And this is leading to those bad results. In general, if you have any area in your life where you really have bad results consistently, I'm really stating here that you have probably a limiting belief in this area, and probably not only one. Mentally ill people, they usually have tons of limiting beliefs. There's in fact this cognitive behavioral therapy where you focus on your cognition, so your thinking style and your thinking, which then changes your behavior. This is what they do in these therapy sessions. Even if you have a phobia, for example, you're very afraid of spiders, this is some sort of limiting belief, maybe not a rational one, which you explicitly know, maybe you know this spider is not dangerous, but emotionally, implicitly, subconsciously, you think that way. And how do you get rid of this limiting belief? By an exposure therapy. You get slowly exposed, maybe watching a picture of a spider, then maybe being in a room with a spider at the other side of the room that is sitting the spider, and slowly get closer. So you really understand on an experiential level, you really embody that and feel this spider is not as dangerous as I thought. You're slowly getting rid of this limiting belief. Now here I want to get really practical. I want you to get rid of a limiting belief. So I'm just showing you quickly what kind of steps you can go through, giving you some examples, and then you can sit down and go through those 4 steps on your own. The first step is obviously identifying a limiting belief. What is an area you have bad results? What can you identify that you think that way, but you also kind of suspect it's not true? Be very clear here. Then you want to think about, what does this limiting belief cost me? Where does it lead me to? Then you want to come up with some counterexamples, question it. What is evidence that is telling me or showing me that this limiting belief is not entirely true? And fourthly, formulating a new belief, which is more truthful and is more helping you to live a better life. Now I want to give you a personal example. I used to think that I am shy. That's my limiting belief. The cost of it is that, well, it inhibits me. And I actually become more shy than I think I actually am. But I still have this limiting belief. What are counterexamples? The thing is, now it becomes really funny. You might think, wow, how can you be so dumb to still have this limiting belief if it's that obvious? But most of the time it is. It's really funny if you look backwards, and it really opened my eyes by just sitting down and questioning this limiting belief, because then when I thought about counterexamples, I thought, wait, I'm having a YouTube channel, and I think I'm talking confidently in front of a camera by now. Well, 2 weeks ago, I was talking with this beautiful girl in the supermarket randomly. We had a beautiful conversation, and this has nothing to do with being shy. It was great. And 1 month ago, I gave this keynote in front of 200 people, and people loved it and gave me amazing feedback. Why the hell do you think you are shy? Yes, maybe you're a bit shy, or you need some time to adjust if you come into a group of fully new people socializing. Okay, you can still learn something here, let's be realistic. But you are not shy as a person. This is totally wrong. There are tons of examples where you are not shy at all. And yes, if you think about carefully, there are even situations where you got into new groups and you were fully outgoing. So maybe I can even question this, and this gives me great results. So the 4th point here is reformulating the goal or the limiting belief, which is I can be charming and very outgoing. And it's actually true. Great. But by sitting down, taking your time, this is where you get the results. Now I just want to give you some other examples to get a little bit inspired. A lot of people think guys or girls are bad, they just want to have sex. The relationship is making me soft. People are annoying. Business is evil. Everybody who's doing great business, they do something that is not morally correct. In fact, there's a funny study where they took rich people and poor people and they asked them, what do you think it takes to be rich? What about your genetics? Do those need to be perfect and right? Well, the poor people, 80% of them said, yes, you need to have great genetics. 10% of the rich people said, yes, you need to have great genetics. Well, is it then destiny? 90% of the poor people said, yes, it's destiny if you get rich or not. 10% of the rich people said, it's destiny. Well, do you need to be intellectual? The poor people said, 87% of them, yes, you need to be intellectual. Only 10% of the rich people again said, yes, you need to be intellectual. Of course, the rich people might be also biased, but it just shows you here that there's probably a tendency and some limiting beliefs which hold a lot of poor people back to make some more money. So I really encourage you to use those 4 steps, sit down, write them even down maybe, become clear about it. And the most powerful step is really thinking about practical counterexamples in your past, and you will probably always find some, that shows that you are not fully like that. I'll just give you a last example. 1 year ago I thought, I don't get any clients. And this is making me feel less positive. I don't want that. And it's funny because I just made it explicit. You know, often those limiting beliefs are a little bit implicit and you just make it explicit, realize it, think about it and realize, wait, what about this client here? What about this client there? What about this keynote I gave recently? What about the workshop I'm giving next week? What the hell do you mean with you don't get any clients? It's not true. You can reformulate it in I do get clients. And ask yourself, how do I get more clients? So don't make those vague generalizations sitting on your couch. Take some calculated risks and resolve those limiting beliefs. So get practical here, really do those 4 steps. What is the limiting belief? What is the cost of it? What are counterexamples? And what is the new new belief which is not limiting you? Really go through that. And lastly, I would like to tell you that those people who say, I can, and those people who say, I can't, are both usually right.